Over the last few years, a lot of people have asked me what I want to do next. What do I plan to do when I graduate with a PhD? Or what are my hopes of what I want to do? Because the landscape of academia is completely uncertain, especially when you're in your program. It takes 5 years to get a PhD. How am I supposed to know what's going to happen next or what jobs will be available? In all this time, few people have ever asked me why I even started a PhD program to begin with. This actually goes back to my master's program. Right before I started my master's program, I participated in a Oklahoma State University writing project summer institute where we were studying the Tulsa Race Massacre. The plan was to help students develop their own projects using tech tools like podcasts and digital storytelling, TED Talk style videos, and a few other tools in order to make a symposium to show the history of the Tulsa Race Massacre. It was 2019. We all know what happened next, right? So this following school year in March, our plans got derailed because the world shut down. Some students chose to finish their projects while others were just overwhelmed by helping with siblings or they just didn't want to do it. And that was okay. I totally understand. But some good still came out of it, and some students made some amazing things to share about the Tulsa Race Massacre. After that project ended, I was told I could receive graduate level course credit for the work that we did. I looked over the course catalog and I saw a teaching, learning, and leadership program with a focus on reading and literacy, and this degree pathway helped you become a reading specialist. I was really excited about that idea. My background is in secondary education English, so although I know a lot about teaching writing, I didn't know as much about reading, and that I don't know why at the time, I didn't know why people had problems with reading comprehension or had reading and writing difficulties. I had heard some terms like dyslexia before, but I didn't really know what caused it. I didn't know what it meant to battle that internally because I've always been a great reader. I've always been fluent and I've always been able to enjoy the reading process. Even if I was reading something I didn't necessarily like the content, I enjoyed reading itself. So I picked reading and literacy and I ended up graduating after 2 years and became a certified reading specialist. I was not done. Sometimes you just know when a story's not over. Sometimes you know that it's time to walk away from something, but it wasn't time to walk away yet. So I asked humbly for some letters of recommendation from people who had planted little seeds along the way saying like, hey, maybe you should consider doing the sister program. And there was a PhD program that built off of my master's program, and it was in language literacy and culture. I am really passionate about literacy instruction. I'm passionate about the idea that we could re-examine how we teach reading and how we assess reading to make a more equitable and student-centered classroom. So I picked the PhD program and I began my PhD journey. So one other thing that really influenced my decision, and this is something that, although the circumstance leading to it was bad, was a benefit that I can't ignore. And that was I didn't have to take the GRE because since we were going through what we were going through in 2020, the testing centers weren't fully operational and they decided to waive the GRE requirement. I honestly don't know if I would have applied if I had to take that standardized test because there's so much pressure and I didn't want to be rejected. I was afraid of failing. To be completely transparent, that's a huge influence on why I decided to do a PhD program when I did. A lot of people ask me what I plan to do next, like I said, but I don't know. I really don't. I know that I am a first generation college student. My mom has since gone to school and is working on her master's degree now, but at the time of my undergraduate degree graduation, I was the first one in my family to do it. I think that education has greatly changed my life for many reasons, but I also I wasn't done. I wasn't done learning. I honestly don't know what will happen. I don't know if I'll end up being a professor somewhere. I don't know if maybe I will help develop curriculum. I don't know. I don't know what will happen next or if I'll turn back to K-12. But I do know that I'm really enjoying the process of being a PhD student, and I want to share this experience so that if anyone has any questions about it or musings or wonderings and they don't want to feel alone or they don't know who to ask or maybe they're embarrassed to ask certain questions, then they can come here and listen to Doc Diaries and learn a little something about what it's like to be a PhD student. So if you have any questions about PhD life, then please go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and I will make sure to include them in my next Doc Diaries video. But for now, this is how I got here, and I can't wait to share more with you.